If you watch my videos, then chances are you really care about making money. Trouble is, it's hard, especially when you're just getting started and you don't really know what to do. So what do most of us do in that sort of position? Well, we go to people who have been there, made their millions, and are now on social media willing to give you advice on what you need to do next. However, the trouble is that one expert will tell you one thing, whilst the other one will give you a completely different point of view. So then the question is on who's telling you the truth and who should you be listening to? Well, the whole point of today's video is to bring attention to some of the most common stuff that we hear about making money and just question it. Is what they're saying really true? First up, you gotta find your passion, because if you do, you will never have to work another day in your life again. See, I personally have a couple of problems with that. First up, how long will it take for you to find your passion? It could take months, if not years, to do so. And even if you have found your passion, that doesn't mean that will make you a millionaire. Just look at how many struggling painters and music artists are out there right now. They are very clearly passionate about what they do, but the bills still need to be paid, right? And if you're not good at selling your art, it's going to be very difficult for you to make ends meet. My second problem is the fact that even if you do find your passion, if you do decide to turn it into a business, the love that you had for whatever it is going to go away. See, I myself am really passionate about eating healthy, going to the gym and staying in shape. I've tried many diets out there and I've done so many different training programs, some for strength training and some for muscle gain. But if I wanted to turn this passion into a business, I would have to start doing content around it. I would have to spend hours training others in order to make money. I would have to create my own training programs and diet plans and think of ways to sell them. And all of that is a lot of hard work and would just suck all of the joy out of me going to the gym, putting my headphones in and just doing what I love. So in my opinion, just stop chasing your passion, because you're just much better off by learning some high value skills in an industry that's growing. Next up is a much more controversial one, and that is the fact that you have to start investing into the stock market as early as possible. Okay, well, let's play it out. Let's say you have started investing your $100 per month for the next 5 years. Well, in 5 years, you will have invested a total of $6,000. At an average rate of 7%, you will have made just over $1,200 in that time. 5 years for $1,200, I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's not really that impressive. See, if I was starting out my career all over again, instead of putting my pennies into the stock market every single month, I know for a fact I would get a much better return on my investment if I just focus on learning a new skill and providing value to the market. So, for example, let's say I'm working in retail for $10 an hour right now. Well, there are courses on how to leverage the power of AI in business going anywhere from $99 all the way to $1,000. Instead of investing my money, I would just buy these courses and really focus on learning as much as I can in the next 6 months. And then start providing consultancy services to different businesses on how they can become more productive using AI. I don't have to tell you this, but I'm pretty sure you understand that you'll be making a lot more than the $10 you made not that long ago. Don't believe me? Well, how about you learn the skill and get back to me for your first paid client, because I am always looking for people to bring on my team to make my business better. Now, this next one comes in the form of a question, and that is, why do we all think that starting a business is the only way to becoming a millionaire? You know that's not true, right? I know in theory we all want to become our own boss, but the reality is the stress, the responsibility, and the loneliness that comes with it, it's not for everybody. Being your own boss can sometimes be more of a curse than a gift. See, you know what else you can do to become very rich? You can also join up another company that is super small right now and help it become successful. Don't you think you'd be a multi-millionaire if you were one of those early employees that joined companies like Facebook, Tesla, Apple, and so on? Of course you would, especially if you're good and they gave you equity to get you to stay in the company for the long term. And you may not even have to be one of their first employees to be rich. See, I have a friend that works in management at a small company called Tesla. He has started working there in 2017, earning $40K a year, and he got shares in the company as part of his deal. Well, the share price of Tesla when he joined was around $16.30. Right now, it's over 200. You do the math. Next up is the good old property is one of the safest investments out there. Well, there's a few things with this. First up, it really depends on the country that we are talking about. Some countries like the United Kingdom or the USA have a much more stable property environment, which tends to grow over time, outpacing inflation. However, other countries like Sweden saw a 20% drop in their property values in the capital in the last 12 months. Then there are different ways to invest into property. You can do the good old-fashioned flips. You can do something called the BRRRR, which means buy, refurbish, rent, refinance, and repeat. You can also invest into a fund that buys property on your behalf and so on. You can even do deal sourcing for other people. Like literally, the options are endless. However, none of these are 100% safe. Anybody that has worked into property will tell you that there is a lot of stress, a lot of headaches, and a whole bunch of things that can go wrong. I mean, the contractors can do a bad job renovating your property, the bank may not give you favorable terms, and the sellers or buyers pulling out, just to name a few. Overall, property is a good long-term investment, but it does come with its risks, just like pretty much everything else. The next one I really have a problem with, and that is the fake it till you make it stuff. I hate it. Like, really, what's the point? To impress people that don't really care about you and just to get them jealous? Or is it to try and get yourself into a network of people that are doing way better than you? Not only is this super expensive and quite stressful, but it's also obvious because you can only maintain that lifestyle for so long. Now, I'm not going to mention any names, but I know a guy that is doing exactly that. He and 5 of his influencer friends take the cheapest ticket to the Dubai. All 5 of them will live in a 1-bed apartment in Sharjah, which is just outside of Dubai, so much cheaper to rent. And then they will take the train into Dubai and rent out a Lambo. But unlike many other people that rent cars, these people won't rent it out for a week or even a day. No, what they will do is they will rent out the car for an hour and take as many videos and pictures as possible for their social media so that they can pretend that they're living this high lifestyle all the time. Now, I don't know about you, but what do you think about it? Personally, I just think being humble and authentic will get you much further in life than trying to create this persona that will be very hard to maintain. Now, the next one I do agree should be treated with caution, and that is the fact that you should be avoiding credit cards at all costs. Now, I get it, with crazy interest rates, if you can't pay off what you borrowed, then maybe borrowing isn't for you. However, credit cards, loans, and mortgages do have their place, and if you use it wisely, it can make you rich much faster. So say for example, you have 50 grand saved up and you decided to buy a house, and a year later it appreciated in value by 5%. I mean, great, your asset is now worth 52,500. However, what if you decided to take out a 250 grand mortgage and get yourself a house that is worth 300,000? That same 5% appreciation would mean your house is now worth 315,000. That is a massive 12,500 gain just because you decided to take out a